The train is coming. The question is, are you going to be on it or in front of it? So talk to me about what's going on in the West Corridor. A terrific couple with a 24-year history. Would that be right? Kim Snyder, I appreciate you joining me. Galen Foster, have that right?
Yes.
Galen. Now, you guys live where? On 14th and Wadsworth, on what's now known for RTD as the West Corridor. Where is that?
It's in Lakewood, 1 block south of Colfax at 14th Street.
How long? And you have a business there?
Yes.
What's the business?
Pro Tint Window Tinting.
Pro Tint Window Tinting. I have a feeling you tint windows there. Would I be right?
Absolutely.
And in your spare time, you're with a band called ZZ Top. Would I be right on that?
No, I'm a fly fisherman.
Really? We should talk.
I tie over 3,500 patterns.
Really?
Yeah.
I need a beadhead zug bug. Can you help me?
Got him.
All right, we'll talk after this. But tell me about how the two of you got together. What do you do on this on your home? You work at home, and you have a small business there, right?
Right.
How long have you been doing it?
Right there, 23 going on 24 years.
Kim, you've been there for what, 23 years now?
Mm-hmm.
Is it home or is it work?
No, it's definitely home, and we rescue Dobermans also. That's a passion of ours, and we had always dreamed that at some point we might redevelop that corner on our own and still stay in the neighborhood and live atop some retail and still be able to have a large penthouse area that our Dobermans would have a home also.
So in other words, you've really lived the American dream with this, and that you bought a place, you've got dreams for what you want it to be. I'm assuming this is your primary investment. Is this really the big thing in your life?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Tell me about it being your home. You mentioned before we were talking that this is more than just your home. You've got a lot of love and a lot of attachment to this place.
Absolutely. My wife and I built a small business, came up there with very little money, and became probably one of the #1 window tint shops within a 5-state radius. And we live there, we work there. We've got a customer base second to none. And we built a love affair with each other, the property and our customers, and that's our life. And if the property was taken by eminent domain, you might as well take the life that we've learned to love away from us. And we're willing to fight for it at any means necessary.
When you say love life, is your love life revolving around this property and your wife?
Absolutely.
How so? I don't understand.
Well, people go through life, if they're lucky, and experience an ordinary love affair. My wife and I have experienced the extraordinary love affair with each other, building a dream together, and building a customer base that the customers that we feel like they're almost family. And if we're taken away from there, you're going to take the love affair that we've known, grown to know together away from us, and we won't be able to see the customers going by and honking every day saying, "Galen and Kim, your place looks beautiful. You've done a great job. It's nice to have you in the neighborhood." Well,
can't you guys just get another place in the neighborhood if RTD takes this property? Lakewood's a big place.
Well, first of all, this is beyond them taking our property. It's them unjustly taking our property, because we're not talking about what the voters voted on, which was transportation. They're taking it for redevelopment. And there's a big difference. I mean, we live in America. We know we live in a country where at any time our property could be taken by eminent domain for a public purpose. But when retail is defined as a public purpose, then eminent domain becomes predatory.
Let me ask you a little bit about what happened with RTD. Now, you guys live on the West Corridor. In 2004, there was a vote to put light rail or some sort of train down that corridor. You guys obviously knew then that if this thing passed, that your home would be taken, didn't you?
No. They had told us for 2 years that we were not in the footprint.
So when 2004 came along and RTD went forward with this massive tax increase to put in trains throughout the area, including down your corridor, you had no idea that this would affect your property? You were told it wouldn't?
Well, we thought that it was going to affect us in a good way. So we thought that originally we didn't think it was going to affect us at all. Then in about 2005 or 6, there started to be rumors. And so I started calling RTD and having contact with them, and they said, "No, don't worry, you're not in the footprint." So that's all we had to go on.
So we're not in the footprint. How far away was the train tracks from your castle, your home?
300 feet from our corner.
300 feet?
Yes.
So if you want, from your house, if you want to get to the train, you've got to hike about a football field.
Right.
I wouldn't say you were in the footprint. It sounds like that would be a good distance away. Then
Right.
what the heck does RTD want with your property?
I think when they originally passed FasTracks and started laying the plan out, they were only going to come up, not even behind not just our property wasn't going to be in the footprint, but the one right behind us wasn't going to be in the footprint either. I think a developer probably, or developers, have come through there with the city planners and RTD and said, hey, what if there's a corner that we might want? Well, can we reach out just a little bit further and get that? RTD, I think, maybe said, no problem. We can exercise eminent domain and we'll take these people's land from them.
All right, so what's going to happen on the property that is now your home and your business for the last 23 years, a place where you've developed this incredible love affair over 23 years? What's going to happen to it? What does RTD want with it?
Well, originally, like I said, it was for staging. Now,
Staging, which means that they
parking their equipment during the construction process. Okay. And then now it's supposedly going to be a parking lot with perhaps incidental retail. Well, to me, incidental implies small, insignificant, not 12 stories worth of zoning.
12 stories? Explain this to me.
Well, they rezoned our property for 12 stories.
Wait. You have a home business. You have a business that a doctor built in front of his house. It's the same building, right? It's the same ranch home, is that
Yes.
right? So the front part of the ranch home used to be doctor's office. Now it's your offices for your window tinting business. And behind he would live. And now they're going to replace that with perhaps 12 stories? Of what?
Of incidental development. And they said, well, shouldn't the city be able to make money if we're going to put a parking lot there anyway? That's their rationale.
So the idea was to put a parking lot there, and now over the parking lot they will put in some transit-oriented development. In other words, taking your private home, your private business, and giving it to another private resident
Yes.
or another private business.
Yes.
All right, now, let me bring it over here, because you talk about this love affair you've had. Now, RTD never had this in their plan, right? You were unaware of this.
Right.
If you knew that they were going to take your home, your castle, this place of your love affair, what would you have done in '04 when this election came forward?
Probably would have gotten an attorney a lot sooner.
Really? What is it you're going to do now?
Well, my wife and I are willing to go what I would think would be extreme measures, whatever it takes, to keep our land.
When did RTD notify you that they were going to take your land?
September 28th.
How did they do it?
By 3 paragraphs in a little yellow envelope with a booklet on acquisition and relocation.
Acquisition and relocation? And what did they tell you in this 3 paragraphs?
That we've got 90 days to get our house in order and get our appraisals.
And we don't know at this point, as we're filming this, we don't know what's going to happen to your little love nest, are we?
No, because they've never spoke with us. Our attorney facilitated one meeting between us and RTD, and probably maybe a few weeks into the process, and then they've never spoken to us since because they said we were lawyered up.
You were lawyered up, so they're coming after they said they weren't going to take your home, 300 feet away. Now they're going to take your home and make other homes on top of it, take away your business and put other businesses on top of it. All right, last thoughts. How does this make you feel?
Can I interject something real quick? This booklet that they send you, the little pamphlets, what's really sad in this pamphlet, I don't know if you've ever seen one or read one.
No.
Very short, very simple to read. It says in there that they can say one thing to you one day and turn right around and change it the next day. So it's blatantly stating in this pamphlet that RTD gives everybody that they can look you right in the eye and lie to you.
That it's non-binding.
Do you feel RTD has lied to you, Kim?
I know they have lied to me.
Explain. How do you know they've lied to you?
Well, because it's the changing face of RTD. One day we're going to be staging, then we're going to be a parking lot with no development, then we're going to be a parking lot with development. And so I think
And a few years before that, they weren't going to touch you at all.
Up until a month before we got our letter, they were not going to touch us. We were still not in the footprint.
I wish you both the best. You have an amazing relationship, and I hope it can continue in this home and this business that you built. Thank you for spending time with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.